Good morning, guys. Buenos dias. We just got here a little bit ago. We're running a little bit late this morning. I've been awake since about 3, I don't know, 45, 3:50, something like that. And I just was watching some stuff on Facebook and just thinking about some stuff. And yeah, by the time you know it, it was already 5 something. So time goes by really quickly. But I tried to go back to sleep and I couldn't go back to sleep. So got up, did my thing. I think we were out the door by like 6. It doesn't take me that long to get here. So we got here. The kids are dragging also this morning. They said they couldn't sleep last night. My daughter said she went to sleep like at 1. My son said he went to sleep like at 2. So I know they're going to struggle. I know they're probably going to fall asleep for a while, which is fine. That's the beauty of homeschooling. They get to rest a little bit if they need to. And then they do their online schoolwork. But yeah, I will probably do the same, try to catch up on some sleep, but I'm going to put on a little bit of something, guys, because I feel like I need some color. I washed my face this morning. Feel a little bit dry, but I never use moisturizer or anything like that because I break out with it. So yeah. I will tell you that this weekend was quite something. I don't even know where to begin. I don't even know where to start. So many things. I'm not going to wear any foundation today, guys. I don't feel like it. I felt like yesterday was, it was bothering me a little bit to wear foundation. Honestly, I wanted to just take it off, but I knew I had a meeting at night for the evening, and I just kind of left it on, but I was kind of like, oh, I wish I could just take it off. And yeah, I'm struggling with wearing mascara too. I just don't really want to really be wearing it because it kind of like the mascara that I have, I don't like to wear the waterproof because I have such a hard time taking it off. And then on top of that, like if I wear the regular mascara that's not waterproof, it just kind of starts transferring on me. Sorry. It kind of just starts transferring here at the bottom. And I kind of noticed that it had transferred. I didn't cry or anything, but nobody ever said anything to me yesterday. Not even my husband. Until I got to the car and I actually saw myself. I'm like, wow. And so I don't think I'm going to be wearing mascara for a little bit. My daughter was like, Mom, you should just wear Vaseline and just curl your eyelashes. And I'm like, you know what? Maybe I will do that. Maybe I will do that. So anyway, I'm going to just take this gold deposit and just add a little bit of color. And then I will tell you, so I can gather my thoughts. You probably should have prayed, because usually when I pray on what to speak about, I feel like I have better words to share. When I don't, I kind of have a hard time putting my thoughts together. And so, yeah, I'm just putting a little bit of bronzer so that I can have a little bit of color. That kind of just helps out, give me something. I don't really have to use foundation. It just kind of helps, see? Just kind of gave me something right there. Hopefully it's not looking, hopefully it doesn't look too crazy later on in the day because it's very different. It's dark outside. I'll put a little bit of blush on. And there goes some of the youth down the hallway. I feel like the security guard sometimes here checking up on them. But I know it's early in the morning and people Sometimes they just get out the door and they don't really see what they look like, kind of like me. So, got to give them a little bit of grace. But we got another youth showing up right now. 2 of them just walked in, actually. Y'all are heading to, I guess, the restroom. They all went that way. Anyway, you guys probably can't see a lot on the camera, but que les cuento. I have so much to tell, but I want to do this before I start talking. I had to retouch my makeup before I went to the evening meeting yesterday because I really did not like how I did my makeup in the morning. I was rushing because normally I take a shower the night before, and this time I didn't. And so I was taking a shower in the morning, and then I had to blow dry my hair and everything. So it was just kind of like a lot of one of them's going back into class. It was kind of like a lot of rushing in the morning. And then having to do my makeup and everything, I did it super fast. And I feel like I put too much concealer that I just kind of wanted to rub it off. I just felt like, ugh. Like, it was just annoying me. Okay, so I'm going to use this LA Colors. I didn't even tell you. I used the Julie Star blush that I showed you in the past videos. And then I used, I don't even know what lipstick it was, guys, honestly. Well, I used the lip oil. And I used the Milani lipstick. I don't even know which one I used. But I'm going to put some of this highlight on, which I'm almost out. I'm quite sad because I love this one. And for some reason, Five Below is not selling it anymore. And I don't understand why. When they have good products, they end up discontinuing them. And it's annoying. It's annoying because you find some products that you just really enjoy, and then they're just, I don't know why they do that. They just ruined it for me. Anyway, okay, so I think that's all I'm going to do. I'm going to keep it like that. I'm going to keep it simple, but it gives me a little bit of color and I feel a little bit better. I was wearing some earrings also, guys, but I took them off. They were kind of like a teal, and they were pretty, and they were just like, they were hoop earrings, and they looked really cute. And then I'm wearing this necklace that I got as a gift from one of the sisters from church. She just kind of showed up one Sunday, and she just put it around my neck, and I was like so excited. And so I'm wearing this one today, and I'm just wearing this yellow, like mustard shirt. My husband actually really liked it. He saw it this morning and he says yellow is his new favorite color. He's just trying to annoy my daughter. But anyway. Okay, so where do I start? Let's see, what did we do on Friday? Do we have something important to do on Friday? I'm telling you guys, I'm struggling with my memory now. I have to go back to my timeline sometimes to find out what I did. What did we do Saturday? Let's see. I think that's too far for me to remember. So I guess I will just share, and then maybe it'll come to me. Yeah, I can't remember what I did on Saturday. I would have to go back to my timeline. So I guess I'll just show you what happened yesterday because it's the most recent. I hate it, guys. I hate it that I can't remember sometimes some of the things. Just give me a second. Let me say a quick prayer in my mind, and hopefully the Lord will help me gather my thoughts and allow me to say the right words. Okay? So just give me a second. Okay. I tried to do it and I tried to focus as best as I could. I normally don't like to do that on camera, but anyway. So I guess I'll just start with yesterday and then whatever comes, comes. Okay. I do kind of remember a little bit. Hold on. Some of the thoughts are coming to me. I know Saturday, my husband was working, and so we ended up staying home. I had the option to take him to work. He was going to start at 10 in the morning to 3 o'clock in the afternoon, and then he was going to drive home. They were having an activity here at church. I wasn't feeling the best, and I didn't end up attending. They were having a sewing class, and I got to see a lot of the sisters had an amazing time, and they did a really great project, and they just really had a good time. I messaged one of the sisters. I told her I wasn't feeling well, and so she told me to rest, and I did. So I read my scriptures. I tried like watching some stuff on YouTube, which were like conference talks and like just, but I felt like so stressed out and so like it was just too much noise, and I was just like, I just felt very anxious and I wasn't feeling well. And so I shut it out. I shut it down, and I was like, no, like I literally grabbed my scriptures, and I said, I had already grabbed them the day before. I had been actually grabbing my physical scriptures ever since I started reading Reflections by Emma. That has really been helping me want to like read more of my scriptures for some reason. I read my scriptures usually on my phone, but ever since I started reading that book, I just feel the need to grab my scriptures. And I think it's because I have been reading so much about the sacrifices and the things that were done to be able to have the scriptures. And so I felt the need to grab my scriptures that I hadn't touched in a while. And I ended up filling my scripture bag with like markers and like, I was looking at the tabs that my sister had bought me a while when I was working with her. I was fixing everything in there, put a few pens. I looked at some of the stuff I had in there. And I just started going through my scriptures, and I'm like, wow, like I've read so many of these scriptures, and like I've read a ton on the LDS app, and I take a lot of screenshots. If you look at my phone, you'll see a ton of screenshots and a ton of things from different talks and things that I've read, but it's not the same as actually physically seeing it. And so I was just super proud of all the highlighting and all the notes and everything that I have in my scriptures. And I just remember I love doing that. And so I was happy to hold them and touch them and just, I don't know. So I was feeling this certain way, and all of a sudden I opened up to Ezekiel. And I posted that on my timeline. I took a few pictures of what I had read, and it talked about how the shepherd's flock was scattered, and how the Lord searches for the flock that are scattered. And that really hit me, because I feel like right now, that is what's going on. That we are that flock, right? And a lot of the children, God's children, are scattered, and he is trying to hasten his work, and he is trying to move so quickly that, it's hard to keep up. There's so much work to be done. And so I was reading about that, and I'm like, wow, like I just opened up my scriptures, and that was like the first thing that I started reading, and I couldn't stop. And so I started highlighting. And I had already seen that I had circled some of them. So I had already read some of those scriptures, but I didn't circle every single one of them. And so I started reading that. And then I don't remember, my husband called me or whatever and kind of got sidetracked or whatever. And I might have talked to my mom at some point, but I came back to my scriptures. And when I opened up my scriptures again, because I had closed them and then I had opened them again. And when I opened them again, I was reading in Matthew, and I had that whole section, St. Matthew. I had that whole section highlighted, and I also posted that on my timeline. And it was talking about the Lord's second coming. And I just remember that it was so powerful. And so I posted it on my timeline. I think I even made some reels of them because I think they're important to read. I think those scriptures are important to read. And I'm so grateful that I have those scriptures and that I've, read them, and that I can understand that the Lord is prompting us to do the work and to know that, his time is coming and that we're living through troubled times. And that we need to gravitate and, search the scriptures and cling to them as best as we can. Because honestly, guys, that's what gives us strength and helps us feel powerful and helps us have courage and just stand firm and have a great foundation and not allow all the noise in the world to move us. And it's hard because there are so many distractions and there are so many voices, and you really do not know if you are not grounded in what you believe in, you will be swayed one way or the other. And so I am so grateful to have the knowledge of the gospel and to be able to have scriptures that I can lean on. And that I know that I can lean on my Heavenly Father and on Jesus Christ to help me. And I know that I can watch many wonderful things like General Conference Talks, the BYU channel, the Ensign College. There are so many people that have so many great messages and have gone through so many experiences and share just amazing talks and give wonderful advice that we can learn from. And so that's what I've been doing. I've been consuming myself in a ton of things, and I think it's important, one, for my calling, but I also think it's important for me to keep my head above water. Because I have been feeling that a lot of people are feeling very anxious. And the other day I saw somebody post something on Facebook. They said, is anybody else feeling anxious or like stressed? Or, and I said, yeah, I was, believe it or not, I get anxious and I get stressed. If I am too much online, I notice that that can happen because there's so many voices and so many things and so many tragedies going on around the world, starting with like the Charlie Kirk assassination. We just saw yesterday the passing of our prophet, which is President Nelson. And then as soon as I woke up, that's what I saw. And then I saw when I came home from church, I was able to, my husband told me, did you hear about this? One of the brothers from church told me. And so then I looked at it, and it was a church in Michigan who was burning. It was burning. And apparently somebody went there and started shooting up members. And that was such a sad thing to read and such a sad thing to see. We actually saw it. And my kids and my husband and I sat in the living room, and we were witnessing that, obviously through TV, and we were just like, how, why, and it is quite scary, and it kind of makes you wonder, what else would be coming. But we have to have faith and know that the Lord is with us and that He will help protect us, and we need to learn to remember to pray and ask for protection, and just be aware of your surroundings, and have a plan. We talk to our kids and we explain certain things, and I was actually seeing that this morning as well. I was very saddened by a lot of the new details, and it's just all over. It's all over my feed, and it can become overwhelming very quickly. And so I'm glad that I was able to see some other things that were being shared on my feed, which was from Elder Bednard, and I shared that on my timeline. I was also able to watch other videos that kind of just put me at ease, and I quickly got ready to come to seminary this morning and bring my children. And I asked my daughter to pray in the car on our way over here. And yeah. So besides that, yesterday we came to church, and we're running a little bit late. I'm not going to lie. Got here like exactly 8:40 something, but I stayed in the car a little bit because I was trying to do some sort of makeup, and got to sacrament. We were able to participate in the sacrament and partake of the sacrament, and then we had testimony meeting, fast and testimony meeting, and we were able to hear some wonderful testimonies. And then we had a great lesson during Relief Society. And what else can I say? I was able to see some of the sisters, hug, talk. I was able to talk to some of the brothers. Then we left hubby here, went home. And I started talking to a sister on the phone, and then I started talking to my mom. We took a nap because I knew I had a meeting in the evening. Went to the meeting. It was a very great meeting. We talked about an initiative that's going to be happening soon for Dia de los Muertos. We were listening about family history, how to use Family Search, just things that we need to be aware of and try to help people take names to the temple, and try our best to take family member names and to spread the word about what we're going to be having at the libraries. And for Dia de los Muertos, we want it to be for the community, for people to come. It doesn't have to be people of our faith. It could be anybody from the community to come and try to search. And they will be helped by members from our church. And we were just all there. Lots of leadership, lots of, I didn't see like a ton of youth, but I did see some youth. They also had an interpreter there to interpret for the deaf and hard of hearing, the ASL ward. And we were able to listen to some great speakers, and from Elder Rojas, Sister Jasmine Rico from the area. So it was a good evening. And then I had to work on a report for our Just Serve. And I was able to talk to some of the sisters, put some information together, send it off to the Just Serve, and got that. We just had a really productive day. I felt very accomplished. Some things were hard, but the Lord walked before me and helped me along the way, and it was definitely a day to remember. So I can do hard things, guys. Sometimes the Lord puts me in certain situations, and I'm not talking about my calling. He puts me in certain situations where I need to put him first and allow him to take over. And my daughter yesterday, she received a new calling and she accepted it, and she came out super flushed. She was blushing and she was just like, the Lord has a sense of humor. And I'm like, I agree. Because yesterday I was faced with some things that I was just kind of like, I get it. And we have been learning a lot about forgiveness and about trying to be peacemakers, especially that was spoken quite often by our recent prophet, President Nelson. And he's, the church also came out with a statement about condemning violence and, trying to be peacemakers. And that it has been what's been spoken about, in these past couple of Sundays. And we're trying to remind each other, remind the members and the community that we need to be peacemakers and try our best to just, be better disciples of Christ. I know it's difficult. I myself am struggling with certain things. I am not perfect. I am trying my best, but I try to put the Lord first, and I try my best to keep myself at peace. I'm still working through some things, and the Lord seems to want to put me in certain situations sometimes that force me to be stretched and to force me to remember what he is trying to teach, to meet people with love and to just be the best that we can be towards others. It's difficult at times, especially when we've been hurt. And we just have to remember. And I try to do that. I try to remember everything that he was faced with and what he had to endure. And I have felt a lot of those things myself. I have felt a lot of hurt. I have felt a lot of judgment. I have felt a lot of what I would say I've felt a lot of things throughout these last couple of years, especially since my dad was sick. I have felt a lot of hurt, a lot of sadness, a lot of pain, and I'm working through it, and which is one of the reasons why I decided to take my bishop's counsel to get therapy. And I'm working through certain things, and I'm trying my best every single day to be a better disciple of Christ. I'm trying my best to put things aside and just remember that, he loves us and he will help us through anything that is difficult. And I have seen that firsthand. I have witnessed it, especially at the temple, being faced with a certain situation, and I had to see it for myself and witness it and see how his hand touched my life at that time. And there's no room for that in the temple. He allows us to see others as he sees them, even if they've wronged us. And I think that that's one of the reasons why our dear prophet, asked us to go to the temple more often, because I feel like that's where we can develop um, those type of feelings of love and gratitude and just mercy and grace and just overall peace. And so I just feel that if we cling to the words of our dear prophet and try our best to be peacemakers, and if nothing else, ask the Lord to help you through it, right? That's what I ask him all the time. It's hard. It's hard to be faced with things that are out of your control, and you're gonna, be a part of something bigger. So you need to think bigger, and it's hard because you're human and you have feelings and you feel pain and you feel hurt. But I promise that the Lord does help you carry it and helps you get through it. And if you lay it all at his feet and you ask him to take the pain away and to just help you through it, he will. And so I did my best with what I was faced with. And we can do hard things, guys. We can do hard things that we're faced with. And I had a reminder of that. I actually had a talk with one of my friends who I care about, who helped me a while back. I grew up with him in the youth program. He was a young man, I was a young woman, but we always gathered in the gym, and the memories that we have as a youth. I love all my friends. And I had recently heard that he had got called to be in the bishopric. And I had already told him, when he was trying to help me with my vehicle, I had already told him that he had the look of a bishop. And he's like, no. And so now that I found out, because I was like doing what I told you, I was trying to do a report for the Just Serve and for my calling. And I came across the bishopric because I was trying to also send messages and reminders to the bishoprics that we were going to have that meeting last night at the stake center. And so I came across him and I was like, wait, but I didn't know his full, like I knew his name, but I didn't know that he had another last name. And anyway, so I know him by a certain name, right? And so anyway, so I messaged him on Facebook and I told him, hey dude, like I didn't know that you were part of the bishopric, or I don't remember how I told him. And so then he messaged later and I saw, and so then we got to talking, and I was just teasing him and picking on him and telling him how proud I was of him, and that I told him that, he had the characteristics, he has the character for such a calling, right? And we joked around or whatever, and the person that I am, I love to pick on him. And so I know that it was all fun and games, but I told him, hey, well, maybe you could bring this person or this person, from when we grew up with them and stuff. And then he mentioned another person in my family, and I was just kind of like, well, I haven't spoken to that person in a long time. Ever since my dad passed away, I haven't seen that person. And so anyway, we were just talking and stuff. And so I shared some information with him, and once again, we were talking about forgiveness, and he quickly started using his calling. And so, he was telling me how great of a job I'm doing And that he actually likes watching these lives and stuff. And so I was like, oh, I got to do better on my lives. And he's like, I like to see your lives about seminary and stuff. And so at the beginning, it was a lot about seminary. And now it's like more like, okay, the kids are doing what they're supposed to and stuff. And, I try to share a little bit about my day or like things that have been going on and stuff. And so, I want to try to always keep it, about church and stuff when I do these live videos. But sometimes, I like you all to understand some of the circumstances that we find ourselves in and that I'm human, right? My life is consumed a lot by church things, but I'm not all about it completely. I have my interests, I have my family, and I have certain things that happen in my life that sometimes, I bring to use because maybe you might learn something from it. And I bring to you my therapy and like books that I like to read. And I just bring you guys a little bit of everything. And so I just was talking to him and I really enjoyed our conversation. And honestly, we could have just continued to go, but it was already getting late. And, I know he has a family and we need to be respectful and stuff of each other's time. And so he ended up sending me something for me to watch, and I told him I would. And I'm going to try my best to take his advice. And the Lord just kind of helped me along yesterday with some of it. And I read my patriarchal blessing as well on Saturday. I read my husband his. I'm like, when was the last time you read your patriarchal blessing? And so I'm like, do you want me to read it to you? And so I read it to him, and we were just there listening to each other's. I was reading the patriarchal blessings, and then I had to endure certain things yesterday. But it was quite the experience. When I got home, I was working on that report, like I said, and I ended up talking to my mom. I explained to her how the meeting went, and she was happy to hear from me. My brother had been in the hospital. My older brother had been in the hospital, and I hadn't even gone to go see him. And I know he was struggling. He's diabetic and he has issues and stuff. And McAllen Medical is like his second home. It's like our second home because we spent so much time there because my dad was sick and my mom was there and my brother was there. My mom was there after her stroke also, like a few months after my dad passed away. Then her mom passed away like 2 months after. And so then she ended up having a stroke too. And so then my brother got sick after all the taking care of my dad and everything. He got sick, and it's just McAllen Medical has been like our second home. I hate to say that because hospital should never be our second home, right? But we've been faced with a lot of health issues in the family, starting with my dad for like 6, 7, almost 7 years, having to go to the hospitals and dialysis, and we just know so many people. He was happy to be there, I guess. And I mean, he took a day. He was really banged up for about a day and a half. And then he soon started getting better because he started getting on the family chat and started saying that he was giving the nurses report of certain patients. Well, a patient that was in the room, and he was trying to tell the nurses how to do their job and stuff and what they needed to do. And I'm like, oh, yep, he's doing better. So he's doing better. He's home, and I'm glad to report that he's doing quite well. That's my brother. I do pray for him all the time. And so I know my son, he just came out super fast. I'm like, okay, he's like on a mission to get out. So anyway, he's home, and my mom was telling me the chisme of how, he's home and he's better. And I don't know what's going on, but my kids are doing rock, paper, scissors about something. My daughter went back in. I don't know what's going on. What's going on? So I don't know what they're doing, but yeah, it was quite entertaining today. What's going on? Why'd you guys do rock, paper, scissors? Because I'm still on live though, by the way.
We didn't get to tell Susanna said hi.
Oh.
Oh, that you said hi.
Did you already tell her?
I couldn't tell her because she was She was reading something, and I was like, bro.
Oh, okay. Well, it's okay. That's fine. If Sister Arce watches this, I told the kids to say hi. So, hi, Sister Arce. Thanks for teaching the kids. Wow, Rob. You gonna be okay, bro?
It's so cold outside.
It's nice, right? He just comes out all chill. Rem comes out racing from like if you're just like you're in a hurry. Anyway, guys, okay. Well, we're gonna go ahead and go. Thanks for watching. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. I tried my best. You see, when you pray, the words just kind of flow because I had no clue what I was gonna talk about. But hopefully it was a good video for you. Thanks for watching. We're gonna go ahead and head home, but hey, I'm just gonna give you guys a heads up. It's nice outside. It's nicer than other days. Other days are really hot, humid, and gross, and it's actually kind of nice right now. See, I'm able to wear long sleeves.
Wait, is this my chance to get hot chocolate?
Princess.
My bad.
Maybe we can go with Daddy. Anyway, I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye, guys. Have a good day.